Okay, hi, assalamualaikum and good morning. Okay, maybe good evening too. Okay, for today's, I am going to cover on the chapter of measure of the dispersion. Okay, not mode. This is measure of the dispersion. Okay, measure of the dispersion. As you already acknowledged, the dispersion is when we are going to look into the variation of the data. Okay, so we can use we can calculate by to look the variant, the variable, the uh, variation of the data collection. We can use to calculate standard deviation, variance, then we can count for the minimum and maximum and the range. And the last one, we can draw the box plot or sometimes statistician known as say as a whisker and box. Okay, so that one will be show the we can use the box plot to compare between two and more um, variable, okay, on the data that we collected. Okay, so last week we are looking for the ungrouped data for the sample and population. You already do the exercise. Okay, for today I will show you how we are going to calculate the standard deviations and the variance, but now I am simulate them in the Excel. Okay, there are another tools that are more easier to use, but I will be teach you later at the end of the semester, whereby we can use the SPSS, okay, to calculate most of the statistic calculation. Okay, so for this one, I'm using the data in the page 27, but it is actually the same data that used when you are calculating the mean, median, and mode last chapter. Okay, so first of all, I am copy paste. Okay, I'm going to copy paste the class. Okay, the class of data that given into through the book. Then I mentioned the class by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I know that this is the numbering. This is the number that I can use if I want to generate the graph. Okay. Then for the class boundary, okay. So same goes. There are low. Okay. Class boundary. Okay. For this one, this is the lower class value. This is the top level value. Okay, this one uh, low low value, and this one is the highest value. Okay, so maybe we need to use the class before. Okay, so we just put empty. Okay, so that this one, if you want to find the lower boundary class, so you just minus 0.5. So you take this one, put equal, then this one you minus 0.5. 0.5, then you can get the answer is a 40.5. So the book just do a correction on the book. Then this one actually it will be this one, okay, equal this one. For the upper we will add 0.5. For the uh, higher for the high for the max value on the class boundary. Okay, so then you just, because this is Excel, we just drag and drop for the another result. Okay, so you can check through the book, it will be same answer. Okay, and after that this one is class boundary. Okay, normal we will calculate also the identify the frequency. So the frequency, you just follow the book. Okay, so it supposedly is, sorry, okay, is this one. Okay, so this is just take from the data on the mean on the chapter 3. Okay, so that now for the okay, create the borders. Okay, to calculate the total numbers of data, so we just click auto sum. So you will check the 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 range of the data that calculated must be in this blue color. Okay, maybe you can do this also. Okay, for this one, if necessary, you can put to draw the graph. Okay, for calculate the standard deviation, same with the mode, median, and mean for groupers, we have to calculate. Okay, for the F, okay, for the FXM. Okay, so this one, we need to calculate this item. Okay, the midpoint, the fx, frequency of the midpoint, then the midpoint square, and the fx, fx point, fx midpoint square. Okay, so xm is when you do this one. Okay, the lower plus the upper, then you divide by. Okay, you have to do the parenthesis because this one, okay, minus 2. And you got 44. You just drag and drop. Okay. Uh, okay. And after that, for this one, fx, you just f times xm. So you got the answer. Then you just double click. Okay. And this one is the xm. So you go for the xm. Okay. This is xm square. So this one you time xm back. Okay. Or you can use exponent. Okay. Times this one. Okay. Again. So this is the answer. Then fx is f. You find f times you find xm square. So this one. Then enter. Okay. The answer is slightly different with the book because the book are just error on this data. In the book it stated 40. Sorry, 42. So actually it's 41. Okay. Okay, so for this calculation uh we need to sum auto we have to accumulate atau or uh we have to accumulate fxm and fxm square. So we just do the auto sum and enter together, or you just can drag drop, so it will be show you the auto sum. Okay, if you want to check, you just click, then you go to the formula bar, you double click, then you can see that the blue color is the range of the value that calculated for summative. Okay, so they use the formula in the book. Okay, which is the formula on the book is a okay, so we are going to calculate the, okay, we are going to calculate the standard deviation and variance. Okay, so this one I just delete first and delete. Okay, so here we do a border, and maybe you want to make it more beautiful or more organized, so you put the this one setting, okay, center and center, so your data will be more except this one. Okay, so this one you put justify sorry left alignment. Okay, so this one, if you want to calculate the standard deviation, you put equal sign, then as in the book the total of fx, then the total of the fxm. Okay, this one. Then close, then minus this fx that you have to power by itself back. Okay, you just follow the formula. Okay. Okay, then you have to put the parenthesis. Okay, this is a uh, mathematics formula. So you have to put both. This one, oh sorry, not that one. This is, you have to put every single operator to get the answer. Okay, so the standard, sorry, this one is balik saya buat minta maaf. So variance, this is the variance. And this is the standard deviation. Okay, that's now we calculate for the standard deviation. So sorry, for the variance. So for the standard deviation, it will be variance is a S2, okay, which is S squared, while standard deviation is S. Okay, so that according to the formula, we know that the standard deviation will be the square root of the variance. Okay, so that this one, okay, we have to put the square root. Okay, square root, and this one. Okay, oh this one terlupa. Sorry, yang this one tadi kita terlupa nak divide. Okay, kita terlupa nak divide by f. Okay, f, then this one. Okay, this one we need to do f. Okay, kurungkan. Okay, parenthesis. Then we have to minus this one, minus, sorry, this one minus 1. Okay, baru dapat jawapan. Okay, then this one is the answer. Is quite different. It's different. Okay, you can change the formatting to the number and the decimal too. So there are only 2 decimal. Then this one would be also we set the format cell number and the decimal is 2. So 6.89 881 is the standard deviation. Okay, if you want to find the mean and the maximum, you have to, so this one is each class lah. Okay, so we are not going to do that. Okay, delete. Okay, so this is the how we are calculating the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, so if you want to draw or if you want to using Excel to create the interquartile, it will be also okay. But you, in that case, you have to only have one class lah. You cannot be have class in a range. Okay. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.